internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours of Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. It is Thursday, August 9th, 8:12 p.m., and I'm recording this because after I made today's episode, well, yesterday's episode, I kept going, and this is actually remarkable, and I just don't know where to begin. I tried recording right here, and I got into 6 minutes, and I just lost my mind. So I'm restarting again from scratch. Ladies and gentlemen, this is some raw takes that we are about to witness in today's episode. So sit back and relax because this is very important. And I just came across something. I came across a paragraph that was buried in this report. No one noticed, but in hindsight, it's the most important sentence in modern monetary history. And the G30, oh my goodness, listen to what they were saying back in 2020. And remember in yesterday's episode, we covered the video of Kenneth Rogoff, the former chief economist at the IMF. And we talked and you heard about what he's talking about stablecoins. I'm sorry, it's late, so I'm kind of losing it here. But you heard him talking about stablecoins, right? And then even in this report, listen to what they say here. Nevertheless, the externalities posed by this digital currencies may prove so significant that previously unthinkable levels of international coordination become possible. What we're witnessing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is something no human has ever witnessed before. Okay? And then when we get into the PDF as well by the BIS Innovation Hub, where they talked about the next generation monetary and financial system, look at what they say here. Look at this. The BIS is not just theorizing, but working with central banks to develop these ideas. And these ideas is what we're going to go over in a moment in detail. Because they told you the problem back in 2020. The question of whether a globally coordinated systemic hegemonic currency could dampen or the spillover shocks associated with the dominance of the US dollar as the reserve currency. A systemic hegemonic currency could, for example, be a stablecoin backed by a basket of deposits at different central banks, serving a function similar to Ripple, whose digital currency, XRP, leapfrogs slow and expensive correspondent banking. And I'm going to pause right there because what is a systemic hegemonic currency? Well, I'll tell you the simple terms. The Group of 30 was saying the world relies too heavily on the US dollar, a single national currency acting as the global reserve. We all know that by now in 2025. The system will create spillover shocks. When U.S. monetary policy changes, the entire planet is going to feel it, is what they're saying. And that is why they're proposing a new idea, a systemic hegemonic currency. So this currency is not one country's currency, but a globally coordinated unit of value, backed by a basket of central bank deposits or digital assets, right? So this will serve as the settlement of cross-border payments without it being tied to a single politician or politics or a single nation. So think of it as a neutral, supranational bridge currency that is going to be like the glue for the new world economy.
Who hold that to align incentives. Institutional buyers who may buy XRP with a lockup, they have an aligned incentive with us and other people who hold XRP because the future value of XRP is very important to them, and we're able to use it that way.
So the G20 warned us that creating such a system would require previously unthinkable. Like, this is actually crazy, this part right here, right? Like, they warned us right here, saying that creating such a system would require previously unthinkable levels of international coordination because an elastic multi-currency settlement system means that the central bank regulators and payment networks must all operate on synchronized rails, same standards, same compliance, same real-time communication. And the best part about all this is, you know how I talked about they're trying to create this new hegemonic currency? because the US is too dominant. What happens when the US is too dominant and they start losing power? Well, you got to have individuals in place. You're probably talking about, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Well, listen, if the US dollar is going to lose its value in terms of gaining that, the king throne, you're going to shift to a more hegemonik currency, guess what? You got to have the right individuals in place. And what I mean by that is this is absolutely crazy because you have Sheila Blair, right? Sheila Blair, she was named by Forbes magazine as the second most powerful woman in the world. And she is perhaps best known as the chair of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the FDIC, from 2006 to 2011, when she steered the agency through the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. Where she steered the agency, the FDIC, through the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. And now she is on the advisory board at Ripple, right when we're about to implement a new economy like on digital rails, when we're going to shift from the old system and scale into the new system. And you have individuals like Sheila Blair that worked at the Systemic Risk Council, right? And even when you have Sandy O'Connor, board member of BNY Mellon and also board of directors at Ripple. And she's also, guess what? The Systemic Resolution Advisory Committee. She's at the FDIC currently. So you have Sandy O'Connor, you have Sheila Blair that got the FDIC through the worst financial crisis, depression ever. And you heard what Kenneth Rogoff said, saying we're going to see bankruptcy, we're going to see some crazy stuff happening. And then guess what? They have Sheila Blair.
We see the Genius Act in the United States as really trying to recreate this pre-Civil War banking system. And I know there are those that would say it was the post-Civil War, but we don't think that's right, where there were lots of bankruptcies, lots of problems that eventually led to something. And I think that will be the case here. I think there's a strong argument to be made that in the long run, a couple stable coins, 2 or 3, will dominate. Their network effects. There's all kinds of things. Yet, I think politically, it was very difficult for Congress to say, we're going to select the 2 current winners. We're going to anoint them.
Everything is written out. This is absolutely crazy how this shift is. Listen, this level of information, like if you're new to XRP and this is the first kind of video you're watching, you're going to not understand any of this. This is what I've been telling you guys, that we went to crypto university pretty much in learning the digital asset XRP and following this whole journey. There is so much more to this. The individuals that are watching this are very well educated on this, and this kind of information is just truly remarkable. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I have to come in here and address the value of XRP right now. I recorded majority of that video last night, and I was going to put together a video today after I upload this one. But right now the markets are tanking. But you guys, I mean, at the end of the day, folks, this is absolutely nothing. Take this as a blessing. XRP at $2.73, even if it goes to $2.40 lower. Listen, I don't think it's going to have a very, very crazy move. And even if it does the bounce, the reversal is going to be significant. All I could say is the next couple of months leading into 2026 is going to be historic. That's all I got to say. And right now, these little price moves shouldn't even worry you one bit, okay? Zero worry. You should have zero worry in your blood veins right now. You should be wondering, how do we get into entries right now at these generational bottoms? And right now I have a little bit of I opened one little leveraged, very high leveraged SUI trade right now, 75x, which $270 margin. We just opened this. But if this gets liquidated, I'm adding another one. Remember what I said about my strategy for the BNB. So I'm going to try to do this with SUI right now. So let's see how this pans out, but take advantage of the deposit bonuses for SUI. I mean, not for SUI, but for Bitunix and also 2bit. Live streams are coming. I'm going to do one this weekend for sure. Okay, I got one, or even maybe potentially today, but live streams are coming. They are coming. We're going to document this whole major move in crypto. It's going to be great, folks. It's going to be a very, very good time. That's all I could say. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with another video. And that's how this whole Sandy O'Connor, Sheila Blair, what Mr. Ragoff said. It's just truly incredible how this is all playing out. 2020, and now we're in 2025, and that's why Ripple's trying to be a bank. And it's just incredible. Like, remember when we said Ripple's going to be a bank, and they're basically a bank with what they're trying to do. And guess what? Ripple came out and became a bank in 2025. I haven't really addressed that, but you guys recall me talking about that a long time ago about how Ripple is a bank. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with another video.
But I think the idea of buying and holding forever and not trying to make adjustments requires that you've gotten it right in the first place. That you can only hold tight if you've bought right, if you will. And that is to say, have an asset allocation that has something to do with how many years you have to accumulate money, how much resources you have at stake, how much income you need, and how much courage you have to ride out the peregrinations of the market.
It started with a vision, now it's spreading wide. SLT's the token, it's our Degen pride. 24 hours crypto, leading the call. Bringing XRP believers, united we stand tall. First ledger's on fire, trades like the scene. SLT's the movement, power in the dream. From the memes to the moon, we're making it real. 100 XRP, that's the deal. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. This ain't just a token, it's a battle cry. For those who know, XRP will fly high. Salute is the name, SLT the ticker. First ledger's buzzing, trades getting quicker. Building the future, brick by brick. In a world powered by Ripple, the vision will stick. We're more than a meme, it's a movement strong. XRP believers, let's prove them wrong. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. 24 hours crypto, the captain of the crew. SLT's the anthem, for the bold and true. Through the dips and the pumps, we stand and fight. Believing in the ledger, in the dawn's bright light. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. So raise your SLT, let the world hear the sound. XRP believers, we're Ripple bound. From the memes to the charts, the vision is clear. Salute to the future, the time is near. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.